Your hand moves before you even decide to move it. You feel a small itch in your pocket. You reach for your phone. You didn't choose to do this. Something older than you made the choice first. Scientists call this a checking habit. But the real answer is far stranger. Because the urge you feel 100 times a day isn't new at all. It's ancient. It's the same circuit that once kept your ancestors alive in the dark. Picture an early human standing at the edge of a forest. The wind shifts. A branch snaps somewhere behind the trees. Do you know what made a sound? Not yet. And in that gap, in that not knowing, something in the brain fires hard and fast. This is called the orienting response. It was first studied by Russian physiologist Ivan Pavlov, who noticed that animals don't just react to threats. They react to uncertainty itself. A sudden change. An unknown. The brain doesn't wait to see if it's dangerous. It reacts first and asks questions later. For most of human history, that reaction was useful. Kept people alive. A sound in the grass might be nothing. Or it might be a predator. The humans who checked, who turned, who looked, survived more often than the ones who didn't. Over hundreds of thousands of years, that instinct got carved deeper and deeper into the brain. It became automatic. It stopped being a choice at all. Now fast forward. Replace the forest with a bedroom. Replace the snapping branch with a small buzz in your pocket. The stimulus has changed completely. The response hasn't changed at all. Your phone is not dangerous. But your brain doesn't know that. It only knows one thing. Something changed, and change might matter. Neuroscientist Wolfram Schultz uncovered something that makes this even harder to resist. He studied a brain chemical called dopamine, and what he found surprised almost everyone. Dopamine isn't mainly released when you get a reward. It's released in anticipation of one. The moment right before you know what you're getting is the moment your brain lights up the most. That's why an unopened message feels almost more exciting than an opened one. Your brain isn't rewarding you for information. It's rewarding you for uncertainty. And your phone, whether it meant to or not, has become the most efficient uncertainty machine ever built. Think about how strange that actually is. A device sitting quietly in your pocket has learned to speak the exact language your nervous system evolved to obey. It didn't need to understand psychology to do this. It only needed to notice what kept people looking and repeat it. Every app taps into this. A notification badge, a red dot, a number you can't quite ignore. None of it tells you what's inside. It just tells you that something is unresolved. And an unresolved thing, to a brain built by 100,000 years of survival pressure, feels like it needs to be checked immediately. Psychologist B.F. Skinner showed something else that explains why you can't just stop. In his experiments with animals and reward levers, he discovered that unpredictable rewards create stronger habits than predictable ones. An animal that gets a treat every single time it presses a lever will eventually stop pressing it once the treats disappear. But an animal that only sometimes gets a treat will press that lever obsessively, long after the rewards have stopped coming. Your phone runs on that exact same system. Sometimes you check it and there's nothing. Sometimes there's a message that makes your whole day better. You never know which one it will be. That uncertainty is not a flaw in the design. It is the design. So when you unlock your phone 40, 60, 100 times a day, you are not weak. You are not undisciplined. You are running software that was built for a forest on hardware that was built for a screen. Here's the part that should unsettle you a little. Your ancestors' checking behavior had a stopping point. The branch either revealed a predator or it didn't. The uncertainty resolved. One way or another, the moment closed. Your phone rarely resolves anything. There's always another scroll, another tab, another unread number waiting behind this one. The ancient alarm system that once had an off switch now has none. Anthropologists studying hunter-gatherer societies today, including groups like the Hadza in Tanzania, have noted something telling. Attention in these communities is often shared and communal, shifting easily between tasks, conversation, and rest, without the isolating pull of a single glowing object demanding constant, private attention. The brain checks its environment, then returns to the people around it. There's a rhythm to it, a beginning and an end. Compare that to a modern evening. You sit with people you love, and the phone sits beside you, unresolved, humming with potential. Even face down, even on silent, it exerts a kind of gravity. Your attention keeps drifting toward it, the way an ancient hunter's attention would drift toward a rustling bush. Not because the bush is definitely dangerous, just because it might be. And your brain has never learned how to safely ignore a might. This is not simply a story about willpower failing. It's a story about mismatch. The brain you have was assembled slowly, generation after generation, for a world of scattered, occasional uncertainty. A branch snapping once or twice a day. A stranger appearing on the horizon every few weeks. That brain is now placed inside a world manufacturing uncertainty every few seconds, deliberately, by design, at a scale no forest ever could. And your brain doesn't know the difference. It just keeps firing the same old signal in a world that never runs out of branches snapping in the dark. So tonight, when you feel that familiar itch in your pocket, notice it for what it actually is. Not boredom, not weakness, not even really a habit in the way you usually think of habits. An old survival reflex, mistaking a glowing screen for a sound in the trees. Your hand is already moving, but now at least you know why.